let's
man,
go.
shout out to everybody, man, on the panel and the beautiful lady. You know, shout out to you as well. Guys are
You
doing a
got you
great
got
job.
you gotta stay back so you don't get chopped up. There you go.
Man,
Let's go, champ.
We
man, you've been cooking today, man.
you know we
Great,
love what we do.
great show as usual, Ness.
We love
Kitchen
what
is
we do.
busy.
Love what we
Yes,
do,
sir.
man. Yo, so tell us, man, what could you tell us about Eddie Hearn talking about Jojo Diaz in November? Now that you're here, might as well hear it from you.
Well, the best thing that we got going is the fact that Lion Ryan Garcia is doing his best to call out all the names, but don't make the fights. From what I'm hearing through my sources is that Dazn, Golden Boy, and Ryan Garcia have been pitching heavy to Dazn to make the fight happen with him and Jojo Diaz. But of course, that's what Golden Boy would want. Dazn is open, of course, for the Jojo Diaz Devin Haney fight, the Devin Haney Ryan Garcia fight. You know, but I would believe that I think that Jojo has been waiting on for Ryan to come to the table, and he's not doing it. Ryan is being like he's normally been doing, you know. So that means that Jojo has to, you know, he has to come back around here and see us.
Since I got you, man, there is a Fight Hype interview with Sean Zattel and your good friend Rolando Romero, the self-proclaimed this era's Roberto Duran, where he says that Devin asks for 5 to 8 million. I mean, just tell me that that is false, right?
Well, of course it's false, and Rolly is not privileged or privy to any money talk. You've never heard Devin talk about the money. Rolly, for one, Rolly would not be concerned or should not be concerned about how much Devin is making because it would be Devin's side that's paying, right? So it would never come down how much Devin is asking for. I mean, it's about how much Rolly wants
So
to fight
wait,
Devin.
so you're saying that that you made an offer to Rolly to fight on DAZN because you're saying it would be
No,
Devin.
I called Louis DeCuba, talked to Louis DeCuba about making the fight. He never got back with me. You know, I called him, talked to him, and then I called him again and again, and he didn't get back with me to make the fight happen with Rolly. So I reached out to, because Devin reached out to Floyd, and you know, Floyd said what he said about it. You know, said that it can happen. Then Rolly said the infamous rant where he says, "Talk to me." Did you hear that one?
Mm-mm.
When he said, "Don't talk to Floyd, talk to me."
Mm-mm.
Y'all didn't hear that one?
Mm-mm.
Absolutely not. Absolutely not.
Nah.
Yeah. Well, I wouldn't. A lot of people ain't keeping up with Rolly, but unless he's mentioned a guy like Devin or a guy like Tank. But you can look that up where he said, "Talk to him, talk to him. Don't talk to Floyd, talk to him." And so I reached out to him as well. No response.
No response. No response.
No response.
That's
So,
unfortunate.
huh?
That's unfortunate.
Yeah. Let me see. I told you he'd been missing, bro.
So what is the zone stance on Gary Russell? Because you guys want to fight Jojo. He does have a win over Jojo. We was discussing that a little bit earlier. Like, that's still a good alternative because he's the man to beat the man, right?
Huh? That's the one to. This is the Rolly. You know, I always got some receipts, man. When I'm doing it. Yeah, this is the Rolly that I DM'd him. So if you want to call him and let him know, you know, respond back, man. If you're serious,
Yeah.
you gotta wait for that. So
He get a lot of messages though. You probably gotta like keep hitting him up.
how does he get a lot of messages, man? I think me and him got the same amount of followers. I see all mine.
I mean, you know, you're a businessman. He's a fighter, man. He be busy running miles.
Right. So hold on 1 second. Hold on 1 second, because I know you gotta go.
It's receipt time, champ.
Yeah, man. Shit, man. So what else is out there for Dev? What else they approving on that DAZN side other than JoJo and Ryan?
I mean, you know, Devin is the best boxer in the game. You know what I mean? And I've always told you that time will reveal itself. He gets more respect from his peers than he actually gets from the casuals. The hardcore fans know it. They want to see him. They know about Devin. But a lot of the casuals, being that, you know, they haven't been exposed to boxing in the way that the hardcores understand it. I mean, they know who Devin is. When you talk about the comment about the YouTubing that Jake Paul has so wonderfully did, and did a great job at it too. He's probably one of the YouTube boxers now that's getting a lot of praise for him marketing himself on YouTube, not as a boxer first, but then becoming a boxer. So in retrospect, and the difference between other fighters is they market themselves as boxers and then introduce their lifestyle. So, okay, hold on, bud. So I think Jake Paul has did a wonderful job at that. But when you talk about your debut fights and all that, a lot of these fighters that do debut, Dev started out at 17. But a lot of fighters that do debut would beat the shit out of Jake Paul's competition that he's fighting, and probably vice versa. The thing about it is that when you first come up as an amateur and you make your first pro fight, you don't have a lot of the attention, a lot of the fanfare that a Jake Paul has, that he came into his first fight with. So that's why you see the difference
but we can admit that his opposition is tougher.
No, his opposition are not even boxers.
You pick a fighter, and I'm going to go to his fourth fight, and you tell me, could that dude beat Tyron Woodley? Just pick any fighter. It don't matter who you pick. You can pick Muhammad Ali.
What we haven't seen Tyron Woodley in the boxing ring yet. We've seen him in the octagon, and they're two totally different things, as we've seen with his last opponent that he had. Look at that guy. Look at the last guy he fought. Did he deserve to be in a boxing ring? Did he looked like he had never even had any amateur fights?
He looked in better shape than 99.9% of any debut boxer's fighter.
I disagree.
That's just my
I disagree.
analytics, man. That's just me.
I totally
This year
disagree.
alone, we've done at least 8 club level shows. Bruh, there's dudes in them rings that come on, man. That's not even a fight. It's not even a fight. Like, I mean.
You take that same fighter that he fought to the club shows, and he'll get upset too. That guy that Jake Paul beat,
Ben Askren,
he's not going to win shit.
Ben Askren ain't losing to no one. No professional fighters fourth fight on their resume. No, except Loma, because Loma fought Gary Russell in his fourth fight.
Bro, remember, you're putting them in there with a cruiserweight.
And even Gary Russell
journeyman.
is little. Even Gary Russell's little. Even Gary Russell's little if you try to put him in there with Ben Askren's.
Bro, the fact is that once you have the marketing, once you already have the name established, then you could go to a Ben Askren, or you can go to a Nate Robinson.
Floyd had the name. Floyd was a silver medalist that got robbed on national television, signed to Bob Arum, had a signing bonus. He had his fights. He was getting decent money. What are we talking about? Floyd could have had a big fight in his fourth fight if he wanted.
Floyd is one of the fighters that probably, I would say, his fourth fight would have probably given Ben Askren some problems.
What I'm saying is Floyd at 4-0. He never had a fight this big, and he was Floyd Mayweather with an Olympic gold medal. Like, what I'm saying is this kid is betting on himself. You never seen no promoter do this except for Bob Loma. That's the only dude.
Oh, no. Make no mistake. He is doing a great job, and he is doing it, and I'm pulling for him because it's all YouTube. And I love when he say these things that he's a YouTuber that switched over to boxing. What did it is the YouTube. Period.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean? Floyd didn't have YouTube, wasn't around then.
I hear you. Them opponents better on that Jake Paul side. I know that. And then that fifth one gonna be Tommy Fury. Nobody ain't doing that, man.
I don't know who Tommy Fury is.
And he's not really.
I tell you what though, I bet you outside of Lomachenko, 99% of boxing fans know who Tommy Fury is. And that'll be his fifth name on his resume. My man,
I think that's the fight that'll actually like.
Look how tough the game is. Mr. Mendoza didn't know, like just off the top of his hand, who Deron Ennis was. So that'll show you how tough this business is. And I'm saying this: the fact that Mr. Mendoza could then ask maybe his daughter or niece or son, have they ever heard of Jake Paul or Logan Paul? And the name recognition. You see what I mean? So when we're talking about that, we're talking about something that's totally different that he has did a wonderful job at. But if he is a fighter and he's a fighter, then box against boxers. Don't just pick UFC fighters and all these. Pick boxers, and that's what this is about.
He wanted Tommy. That's why Tommy on Showtime. He going for a name. He about to fight a Fury brother. Undefeated. This is what I'm saying. No other boxer besides Loma was doing this, man. Loma came in the game trying to dictate. Yeah.
Yeah, that's Tyson's little brother.
He on the undercard. He on the undercard because of Jake. That's his power. They building it up. Like, I'm just saying. People, I don't like that everybody, he's just a YouTuber. Why y'all so hyped? Well, he's doing things no one's ever done. I never seen no one's debut 1.5 million pay-per-views on YouTube. I never seen him do one. I never seen nobody third fight do 1.5 on Triller. And for the people that are like, that ain't real. So then why Showtime sign him? If those numbers is fake, why they sign him? Because they gave him a 3-fight deal.
Well, we definitely it's a would you say novelty or some kind of circus? It's a circus act.
I don't know about that. I mean, you show me a fighter that relocates for camp, and I'll show you a champion. Gennady goes to Big Bear. You know, everybody who relocates is usually a champ. My man is in Puerto Rico with Amanda Serrano. I just don't see how people not taking it serious at this point. Like, you got all the money in the world. You in your prime. You're 24 years old. And all you want to do is train. How could you not get better? You rich. You can bring in the professionals. You got the best of every. Like I said, he relocated. You got fighters that's 3-0. They still. Gabe Rosado was still working at Home Depot. Losing.
Most of those guys that you talking about, that the Floyds and Devins and those guys of the world, by the time that they're 24, they're world champions.
You're right.
So you know what I mean? So when you talk about 24 and you talk about the maturity and everything like that goes into being a 24-year-old guy, I listen, I think that he's doing a wonderful job. But I think when you compare him to other boxers,
but compare him to this boxer. Sergio Martinez was 21. See the difference? And he went on to be great. But he was 21. He wasn't doing what Jake is doing. And Jake is on par with a 21-year-old boxer who did pretty well for himself. So, I'm just not going to look past or overlook what he's doing. I think he's bringing a lot of eyes to the sport. And, it's entertaining.
I think that what's fair is that we don't mix the apples with the oranges. We give Jake and Logan them their props for what they're doing, and we call it YouTube boxing, right? Or he's a YouTube boxer, YouTube fighter, right? Or when you have celebrity boxing, there's one thing, and then you have boxing. You have boxing, which is totally different. And I think it's an unfair comparison that you're given when you're saying that he's done what all these 99% of these other fighters haven't done. That's the only thing. I just don't think it's apples and oranges.
Nah, I hear you, man. Listen, you're right. You're right.
So, but Mr. Mendoza, man, that was a great interview to have him on there. It was one of the interviews that I enjoyed the most.
I mean, he didn't say what you wanted to hear. He can't mandate a champion to fight a champion, which is unfortunate.
Well, see, somebody put that the smartest person sometimes play dumb. I knew that I wanted to ask a question because I wanted the people, the voice of the people.
No,
I wanted
understand.
everyone to hear. Yeah, I wanted everyone to hear the fact of that. It takes two promotional outfits, two fighters. No, it's going to be one cup though, baby. We're gonna make them just the oven. I put it on 350. Promise. One second, please. One second. Promise. I promise. We made cupcakes. Promise. Okay. Yeah. But
Dad of the year, right there, man.
She doesn't think so right now. She wants me to make. We're making cupcakes, but we just heated the oven, so the oven's not even heated yet. But okay. So yeah, no, of course, no. But he said the truth. And when you talk about these guys and these teams getting together, and you talk about the Teofimo Lopez with the shit that he was saying, about Devin and all that, bro. All we got to do is talk about it. All we got to do is sit down and talk about the fight, and then present the fight to the sanctioning body. Already did. The sanctioning body will sanction the fight, but when you petition for the sanctioning body to sanction the fight, you genuinely have an agreement between both parties. You see what I mean? So everyone is saying, well, sanction them. You should make them order the fight, Bro, it's hard to order a fight that the other fighter doesn't want. And even he said that. You know what I mean? When you have one fighter on one team that doesn't want to fight, it's hard to force them in the ring, especially if they're not world champions. If it's a champion and you're a mandatory, then you have a lot more chance to force them in the ring, or an interim champion or whatever, than if you are a world champion. And that's why when Devin got the interim, we was breathing down Loma's neck. We was asking for the fight before that. We was breathing down his neck. Everybody talking about the interim champion and you never could do this. Now everybody is starting to say the interim champion is the mandatory. But when Devin was the interim champion, he wasn't the mandatory for the franchise. And then when the franchise was introduced, it was introduced as a non-transferable, no, that's not enough. Non-transferable. You can't win in the ring, right? Then Teofimo Lopez petitioned to the WBC that if he won, that he became the champion, and then the rest is history. But I like the WBA. I like what they're doing. And you heard what he said. He said that he wouldn't hesitate to make this thing happen. But we would need Teofimo Lopez on board with it.
Yeah, he also said he preferred Tank to stay at 135 and fight, T.O. and Devin.
Absolutely. I mean, listen, he's a good guy, and he's a sharp dressing guy too, man. I've seen him a couple of times. Dude be fly. Have you seen him? Have you seen him outside?
I seen him at the Linares fight.
Yeah, he be fly for real, man.
At the Devin Haney Linares fight. He was at the weigh-in, actually.
Yeah, you said it right. The Haney Linares fight. And I talked to him before the fight. And he, you know what I mean. He was very high, like on Linares, of course, because Linares has been in that program with him since he was like 16 or 17 years old. That program that he was describing, that he has for the young fighters helping young fighters.
So that was in May, right?
Yes.
3 months already, man.
Right. That's what I said with the Jojo Diaz dude. We're gonna blast him out. If he don't, they talking about it, but we're going to blast him out that he don't want it, because we giving him 90 days. We had to give him the 90 days, and the 90 days is like up,
So when do you go to the next available contender? which is Vasil.
Well, we have to. Jojo has to either turn it all the way down and say that he's not going to fight him, and then we go to the next challenger.
And do you think that Bob will do business on a one-off, or you think you got to sign to fight Vasil? I know you the champion and everything.
Yeah,
but
I don't got to sign shit.
I know, but I'm just saying that you know how he, you know how
I
he
don't
is.
know how. I don't know how he is.
Come
I
on.
mean, you know, listen. You hear this echo? You hear this echo in this big motherfucker? I'm living in. We don't got to do nothing, bro. But let's do it straight the way that it do. Let's do good business, and that's what I want everybody to know. Let's do good business the way that things go, right? Devin is the world champion. Let's do it how it go.
But Bill, he's going to purse bid with Crawford and Porter, which that's a big fight. So
okay, so if you go to purse bid, then you don't got to sign nothing, right?
But what I'm saying is, if you can't negotiate, if you can't come to an agreement for that fight, how you gonna come to an agreement on something else?
Then you go to purse bid, and then Devin gets 70% and he gets 30%. Look your head up, man, to watch me smile. 70-30.
Yeah, I know, but there's no rematch clause when you can't come to a negotiations.
We didn't say nothing about no rematch clause.
I'm just saying.
I didn't say nothing about a rematch clause. I said the fight.
I'm just saying, when you go to purse bid, there's no rematch. As a champion, when you can negotiate with Loma, you could put a one-way rematch.
Right. But see, that's what you said. If you can negotiate with Loma, if you can negotiate with Bob, but negotiation is that it's both. You know, it goes back and forth. You negotiate. You don't go like, well, this is the only way that the thing is going to happen. You know, you don't start out with that. That's not negotiation.
Man, these rankings are tough for you guys. I mean, you got Vasil with top rank, then Ryan is with mental illness, and Linares you beat, Comey with top rank, Yvonne Mendy, and yo, Abdulayev is back, man. He back already at number 6. You might have a rematch with Abdulayev.
Well, they didn't know who he was the first time. Maybe they'll know who he is the second time, huh?
Before you go, last one. Is there any truth to this Mikey Devin? Like it was a rumor, like that there was a possibility they were talking. Is that not true or it's true?
Well, no. I wish that I could say that it was true. I haven't heard anything from the Garcias or Eddie personally about that fight.
Right.
Nor have I pursued it. Right?
Okay, because you're not ready you're not ready for 140. Yeah, 135 still.
Right now. Yep, this next one. We get another one in, and then, you know, ain't no telling, you know?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, are you ready to call Rolly on this shit? Because a big part of the reason why we thought that Rolly would be a great opponent was you, Ness. You know, did you tell everybody that you're my matchmaker?
I love that fight.
Did you tell everybody?
I can't say that.
Everybody you're my matchmaker. Huh?
I can't say that because I haven't officially made any fight, but I do love the Rolly fight. I do love that Rolly fight. I wish he answered, man. We trying to call him too to see what's up.
Hey, you still ain't taking credit for Gamboa. That's okay.
Let me get to Hawk in Maryland. Talk to me.
Yo.
What up, Hawk?
Yo, TBV. Ain't too much. What's up? Let me cut down this other TV. Yeah, much respect to the father of John Wick. You know, they call John Wick the boogeyman. But
thank you, brother.
On Pacquiao. What we talking about? Pacquiao earlier, right?
A little bit of everything. We got Pacquiao Ugas rematch.
A little bit of everything.
Devin Haney and Jojo Diaz in November. We got Earl Spence going to, you know, giving out a lot of information on the eye injury. And yeah. Oh yeah, and obviously Jake Paul.
Yeah.
Tyrone Woodley, Sunday.
Oh yeah, the Jake Paul. All right, cool. The Haney fight, I hope it come off because I'm behind Haney all the way. And he gonna beat him. So that's like I said, that's John Wick, the boogeyman. But Pacquiao fight, like I was saying the other day, we had the wrong man on the job. I don't know why everybody's so impressed with the way Ugas beat Pacquiao. He should have blew him out the water, man. I wasn't impressed by the way. He just was too defensive for me. With all that reach and that size, I just think he should have, took Pacquiao out. But the fight coming up this week, I want to go. Jake Paul. The one thing about Jake Paul, I got to admit, I want to go Tyron Woodley because I've been involved with watching his career. But Jake Paul got that right hand, and that right hand is real. So I just don't know. That right hand Jake Paul has.
All right, James in Huntsville.
Right there.
Yep. Yeah, I would just like to say, man, I'm glad that Bill hopped on tonight, man. He's always coming with the good energy, man, showing what it is to be a good father, what it is to build up a champion. I mean, Bill's damn near doing it all, man, baking cupcakes and damn building champions out here, man. So that's what's up.
Yeah,
now on to what I feel about Jerron Ennis, man. Why he got 27 fights in, man. We still treat him like a prospect. Last year he was. Last year wasn't he competing for an IBO belt? Which turned to a no contest, and then fighting the top 10 welterweight. Now he's fighting somebody that should be retired. I feel like Jake is stepping up better competition than Boots is right now. With that being said, man, I'm not on the hoops bandwagon, man. I really think that he's a great talent, but we just need to pump the brakes, man. Because if everybody believed in him like we said they would, like I always say, the good example is David Morrell. 3rd fight in, now he's a WBA super welterweight regular champion, and that's my call.
I appreciate that caller too, though. But I'm telling you, Boots is the real deal, though. Boots is that whole crop of kids. Devin, Shakur, Boots, Teofimo. Who else was it in that crop? It's a lot of them. It's some that I'm forgetting, but that whole crop right there was probably one of the best in a while. Outside, since that one that Floyd, Zab, and that whole team.
Mr. PBC, is he there still?
Mr. Pepe said, don't get hit with the quickets.
No, he's not. So that is the last caller, ladies and gents. Catch us Saturday. We'll be live on the Don King Promotions, Christy Martin Promotions, live on the BPE. Download the app, absolutely free. It's going to be free to watch. They're not charging anything. Aida Stormborn Biggs will be fighting, and it's going to be taking place at the Crown Reef Resort in Myrtle Beach. It's going down. Special guest in attendance, Dylan Gonzalez will be walking out. Aida Biggs, also Big Zoe Alonzo Butler, heavyweight, will be fighting. So join us Saturday night for some free boxing because there's really no boxing on until Sunday other than us.
I know we about to go. Let me tell Mr. Bill Haney, if I could, really quickly. Could you check out Afternoon Sports Slate for me? I'm in my early stages. Tell me how you feel about it. I would love to have you on. I don't know if you remember me. I got a couple questions I had asked prior, months ago. Definitely would love to have you on one day. I'm still growing though, baby steps.
For sure.
Okay.
I'd love to come on, Queen. You're doing a great job.
Thank you.
And I watch you when you come on Thursdays, and I've watched your show as well too. So keep doing.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
Yes.
Well, Alex, any final words before we go?
Let's go, champ, man. Well, for Bill, man, I'm waiting for Devin to get his big one, man, and I think it's right around the corner. The landscape's gonna be changing. I know that there's a lot of things that are in play, but this is the business of boxing, so it can get crucial sometimes,
But you know what though? You know why we don't. Devin calls out everybody because we don't think they that big. You know what I mean? with all due respect to them, I mean, they're good, but they're not special. You know, Floyd had this thing where he said that just straight up and down, nothing real special, good fighters, but just just straight up and down, nothing really special about them. And that's the way we look at them. And when we have that opportunity to prove it to the world, you know what I mean, it's gonna be gratifying, man. But you guys are doing a wonderful job, man, and we appreciate you. You know, I appreciate everyone, you know, that the good things that they say, you know, the negative things that people say, I appreciate that as well. You know what I mean? Because it takes effort. It takes effort. And anytime that you take time out of your day to take a look at Devin and critique him, man, it's a blessing to us, you know, because being consumed with kids, jobs, you know, family and stuff, you know what I mean, can be hectic enough. And for everyone that takes time out of doing all that, yes, baby, 1 second. I promise, 1 second. Take time out their day, man. You know, it means the world to us, though. So I appreciate you, bro. And we're gonna get back to making these cupcakes.
All right. There you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Bill Haney.
Thanks.
Yo, if you enjoyed the video, feel free to hit the like, subscribe, and share. As always, if you want to support us to the next level, head over to the patreon.com/ThaBoxingVoice. We have tons of exclusive from Border Wars, Entitled, betting shows, the list goes on and on and on. But in addition to that, if you guys have questions for fighters, trainers, and promoters, this is where you can submit them. We will run out, get these questions answered, and put it back on the show just for you guys. Appreciate it. Peace.